Up YouTube, got another video for you today. This is a Whirlpool top load washer, slightly older model. I get a lot of these in where the bolt that actually holds the agitator in is either seized up, rusted out. You can't get a socket on there, and so we have to remove them. I don't want to just throw $60-$70 that I paid for the unit by itself in the trash. So I try to salvage as much as I can and bring it back to life. So what I do is, normally I don't cut the agitator off like that, but just in this situation, the agitator, the bolt was actually a little bit too hard to get to. So I have a backup piece because we are a used appliance store. So I have a backup piece that I've already went downstairs and grabbed. So I'll use this to replace what I've cut. Alright. But I don't recommend doing it. I just use the hot knife and cut around it just so I can get down there to it. But 9 times out of 10, if you're trying to get that bolt out of there, you're trying to save money. So cutting it off, and you have to spend another $20-$30 to get a new agitator connector piece, then so be it. But you're trying to save money. If you can get it without cutting it, then good luck. Alright, so I want to show you the bolt. What happened was I started tapping it. I drilled it out with one of my drill bits right there, and I started tapping this in there, but I ran into another issue that I forgot about because I haven't did one of these in so long where you can't actually hammer. So what I use is an old extension. This one I use numerous times, and it gives me the leverage I need to be able to smack it down in there. So I'm gonna do that real quick and try to get this bad baby out of here. So I'm gonna see where I can pick you guys up at. So I tap this. I don't know the technical name for it. This video is to help you, but anyway, I use one of these tap sort of bolt removal screws. I tap it down in there after I've pre-drilled my hole, and it pretty much works. I ain't gonna lie, it works. You have to tap it and get it down in there. I would say about 1/4 of an inch, almost to a 1/2 inch. I would recommend, just so you can get a good bite on it. So let me pull this out real quick and show you guys what it looked like. So we got the bolt out of there. I don't know if you guys can get a good look at that. Look at that. So we definitely was. This camera is not the greatest. But as you can see, I probably got it about 1/4 of an inch in there. And it definitely was seized up. So what I'll do before I put my next bolt in there is I'll throw a little bit of PV Blast, and no, they don't pay me. But that shit works great. Anyway, so if you got a bolt in your washing machine, you don't have to cut the top, but the problem that you're going to run into is trying to drill, with the, you're going to have to get a long enough, you're going to have to get a long enough drill bit to even get down in there, and you can see how deep that is. So if you got a long metal drill bit like that, go for it. But it's going to be kind of hard unless you add extensions like I did, which I added these extensions, and then I just found it too hard, because even if I would have drilled it out, I still wouldn't have been able to get this bolt tap removal out of there. And you use a crescent wrench to turn it once you got it. Another rule of thumb: righty tighty, lefty loosey. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. So I have another that I can put on here. These are fairly cheap. They don't cost much, but it saves from trying to get the bolt out, which this is a common problem with these, trying to get these bolts after they become seized in there. The thing about this, what I did do, and I'll let you guys go, is I sprayed some PB Blast in there about 2 weeks back, and that did not work, just from using the PB Blast. But I'm assuming that the PB Blast had to do something, because I tapped it in there and got it out of there. So if you have a stuck bolt, this is the way to remove it. If you got any other ways that you can remove it other than the way that I just showed you, by God, do what you got to do. If you like the video, if this video helped you out, please like, subscribe to the channel, please.